Good afternoon, YouTubers. Brian Paragamian, Senior Trader, Co-Founder, ProfessionalStockTraderLive.com, bringing the closing commentary for Thursday, October 8th. Well, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closes up around 60 points on this session, but it did have a sell-off from its highs of being up roughly 100 and what was it, about 120 points or so, I believe, 125, somewhere in that area. And you know, I think we have to be, even though I think this market can work its way higher, I do want to put you on alert for, don't just think we're going to blow through the highs. I think we're going to do a lot of churning up here, and we do still need, as I've said before, we still need to have top line earnings growth. If you don't have top line earnings growth, you know, I think it's going to make it hard for this market to just explode on up to the upside. That's why, as I always say, I don't much care where the stock market goes. I did think that we should have had more corrective activity than we did when we got down to the 1020 area. But I also noted that we were getting oversold and that we should be on the lookout for a bounce. We've gotten that bounce. I then said, let's be on the lookout over the next 1 to 3 days for a pullback. We got that intraday pullback yesterday. Now we moved higher this morning. I think we still have to be on alert for a very choppy market. VIX is now coming back down towards the 24 area. In that zone. Every time we get down into the 22.5, 23 zone, we start seeing the market pull back a little bit. So VIX being down in this 24 and change area, I think we have to be on alert for potentially another market pullback in here. Not to say that we have to get cracked here hard, but I want to just put you on alert for it. A couple of things. One, the dollar index continues to get slammed here today. It made new lows here on the year, so I think we got to be cognizant of that. Too weak of a dollar is not a good thing. If the dollar just plunges, it's going to be terrible for stocks. If it continues to just slowly slide lower, that may not be as bad. Another thing I want to make mention is yesterday Australia raised their interest rates. Today we had a 30-year bond auction. The bid to cover ratio wasn't as good as expected. The yield was slightly higher than expected. Indirect bidders, which is foreign demand, wasn't as high as it's been. It was actually significantly less than it was on the last seven auctions for the 30-year bond. The bond market sold off in a sharp way here after that report came out. So I think we have to be aware that it's not just onward and upward, that we're going to have some choppy times here in the market. And I think we are going to continue to have choppy times here. I think eventually we do break through that 1080 level, but it doesn't have to happen all right here. Again, you need to have earnings. A couple things I want to make mention. Natural gas inventory came out today. The build was a little bigger than expected. I think you can almost throw that right out the window at this point. I think at some point you're going to start seeing big drawdowns in it. I think nat gas eventually is going to explode to the upside. I think next year $7, $8. It might even go to $10. I'm long the UNG. I'm staying long the UNG. I'm a big bull on natural gas going forward. Gold today. Gold today spiked on up. Where do we get up on gold? Gold got up over 1060. I think you might be able to see 1080, 1085 on gold here in the very short term, you know, before you have more of a significant pullback. It doesn't mean now that it has to go to 1080 in a beeline. We could pull back tomorrow morning and then maybe move back on up towards 1080 next week. But overall, I think gold can run on up towards the 1080, 1090 area and then pull itself back in a little bit more significant way, maybe to the breakout of this 1035, 1040 area where we just broke out from. One other thing I want to make mention going into tomorrow, St. Jude Medical, STJ, 8 days now without a higher high on the charts, getting very oversold, RSI and stochastics. I want to take a look at this stock here, quite potentially getting long. I talked about this yesterday. I haven't gotten long it just yet, but I definitely have it on my long side radar. I want to see how it's going to act tomorrow. We did have a slowing in volume, which is somewhat constructive. The stock hasn't taken out its lows of 3250 area. I want to be on the lookout for this. Another one, mentioned this yesterday as well. Human Genome Sciences. Take a look at the chart. I haven't done anything with this yet either. The stock continues to pull back into the low 1820 and change. Let me see where this one closed. HGSI closes 1820, down 76 cents on the day. The 200 or the 50-day moving average comes in at the 1780 area. Again, I haven't pulled the trigger, but I am getting very close to buying this one here. I want to see how this is going to act tomorrow into any early morning weakness as well. One other one that I want to make mention heading into tomorrow. Which one is it? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. AEM. Take a look at the chart on AEM. I was talking about gold before because gold had a big day up today. AEM only closes up 5 cents. It didn't act very well. In fact, they had it trading down as low as 70.55 actually here. I think this could be an interesting spot here as I'm looking at the chart. I think this could be an interesting spot here to get short the gold stocks. Now the 70.55 was early in the morning in the first 40 minutes of trade, but later in the afternoon it pulled back down to 71.16 mid-session, a little bit after noon Central Standard Time. So this is a spot that I'm going to watch real carefully tomorrow. If gold is up again early tomorrow and it's taking out the highs from today, gold itself, and AEM's not taking out the highs, this is going to go on my short side radar tomorrow, because I don't think these stocks are just going to go parabolic. If they continue moving higher, I think you're going to have sharp intraday reversals both to the up and downside as we move forward. But there is a gap sitting on AEM on the charts, and I think that gap's going to get filled before we move significantly higher. And that gap comes in at the 67.30 area on a spatial gap and a closing price basis, 66.55. So I think that's one you want to have on your short side radar. Look, all I can say is this, is if you're not making money and you're looking to learn technical analysis, go to our site, take advantage of our 3-day free trial. It's a 1-week free trial. No credit cards, no nothing. You're going to love what we do here. That's all I can say. I don't have anything further to add other than if you're trading, use stops and be very cautious. Other than that, have yourselves a great, enjoyable evening, and we'll see you tomorrow with another update. Thanks for watching.